Jesus came and he touched them, saying, "Rise and have no fear." And when they lifted up their eyes, they saw no one but Jesus only. It's only Jesus. Jesus is always and will always be the only way for you to come into the presence of God and experience anything other than destruction. He is the only way. You have no hope apart from Jesus. There's not a one of us who has lived a good enough life to stand before God and survive our encounter, because we are sinful people. Even the most virtuous of human beings in the presence of a holy God cannot survive because they are a sinful person. You and I, apart from Jesus, apart from His touch, apart from His voice, apart from His standing in our place and being the substitute sacrifice the Father has declared Him to be, apart from those things, you and I have no hope. And yet, these disciples, flawed men continually making mistakes. Peter, who's just been called Satan and told to get behind Jesus just a few sentences earlier. These flawed men, sinful, fallen men, who cannot bear the sight of the glory of God, who are frightened by the voice of God and fall on their faces, covering themselves, are rescued by Jesus with a mere touch and a word. Don't be afraid. And this is what we need. This is what Matthew is helping us to see in the middle of this gospel, that the infinitely glorious Son of God has come into this world, veiling and hiding His glory most of the way, so that He can make a way for us to come into the presence of His Father and not only survive, but experience an eternity of ever-increasing joy before Him. This is the good news of the gospel. That if you can see the glory of Christ, not only in His shining face, but in His gentle touch, not only in the booming voice of the Father, listen to Him, but in the gentle voice of the shepherd, don't be afraid. If you can see the glory of Christ in transcendence and in mercy toward us, you can be saved by trusting in that one. And not just saved, more than that, you can be transformed by Him. Because I mentioned earlier that this word transfigure is just the word transform. And a real sight of the glory of Christ followed by the mediating work of Christ, the saving work of Christ, the work of Christ on our behalf, a sight of the glory of God with Jesus as our Redeemer, results not in our destruction, but in our transformation as well.